I cannot believe the prices of homes in these 10 Massachusetts towns. Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Sebastian Roy. I'm a realtor here in Mass, and our goal is to help as many of you buy and sell a home as we can. So if you or anyone you know is looking to buy, sell, or invest here, please reach out to us because we would love to help. All right, so it's probably not much of a surprise that the closer you get to Boston, the more expensive the homes are. So many of these homes on this list are going to be on the eastern part of the state. But if you're looking for an affordable place to live, you can check out this video I made about the 10 affordable places to live in Massachusetts. So first up, we have Dover, which is about 30 minutes southwest of Boston. Dover has many estate homes with a median sales price of $1,470,000, which is less than a 1% increase year over year, despite an extreme inventory shortage. There were only 3 homes that were sold in Dover year over year with a median days on market of 7 days, meaning that if you're looking to buy in Dover, you're going to have to act really quickly, so be prepared to make a strong, good offer. But on the upside, this chart shows that there's been over a 50% slash in home prices since the beginning of the year, so this could be a very good time to buy right now in Dover. Just north of Dover is Wellesley, which is known for its prestigious schools. The median sales price in Wellesley is $2,554,000, which has increased tremendously since last year, a 44% increase. So it's basically the opposite of what's happening over in Dover. There were 16 homes sold in Wellesley year over year with a median days on market of 25 days. So there are more homes to choose from that are sitting on market longer. So it's likely you'll find less competition in this town. But of course that only matters if you can afford the higher home prices. Now let's jump over to number 3, but you're going to want to stay to the end to see number 10 because I bet it's not what you're expecting. Alright, next we have Weston, which is just north of Wellesley. With a 27% decrease in the median sales price this year, homes in Weston are currently selling for $1,895,000. This is likely due to a 200% increase in inventory since last year, but what I find really interesting is that the days on market has dropped from 78 days all the way down to 16 days. Now, usually when the days on market drops, home prices increase because there's more competition, more bidding wars, etc. But this isn't the case here in Weston. Both home prices and days on market have dropped substantially since December. So like Dover, Weston has a supply shortage, except home prices dropped significantly in this town. So I guess the question is, do you feel like now is a good time to buy in Weston, or are you going to wait it out? Now let's head closer to Boston where you'll find Brookline. This town attracts many people because not only is it a shorter commute to Boston than any of the 3 towns we just mentioned, but home prices are actually the cheapest yet with a median sales price of $1,425,000, which is a 66% increase since last year. Now the good news for both buyers and sellers is that homes are still relatively affordable, at least considering its proximity to Boston, and the homes are seeing good appreciation rates, which is good for sellers. The bad news is that inventory has gone down 41% and days on market has been cut in half down to 19 days, meaning that Brooklyn looks to be a major up-and-coming area. Over in Middlesex County is Lexington, Mass., which is famous for the start of the American Revolution. Of course, the town has evolved a lot over the years, with it now being known for its high-end schools. Lexington's median sales price is $1,665,000, which has increased 54% year over year. Lexington is also going through a very interesting housing market right now because the number of homes sold has gone up over 130%, while days on market has dropped from 46 days down to 26 days since the beginning of the year. As I mentioned, when inventory increases, and Lexington's inventory has increased massively, prices usually drop. Well, this isn't the case here in Lexington, but I think it's because we're in such a housing shortage across the nation that the typical rules of economics are not in effect. This is why it's so important to work with a realtor who can guide you through the process. Alright, we're halfway through this list, but let me know if you guys find these market videos helpful and I'll keep making more of them. Okay, number 6 is Newton, which is another town a lot of Boston workers live in because it's so close to Boston, but it's also cheaper than much of Boston itself, and it's not as crowded. The median sales price in Newton is just over $1,600,000. There have been 36 homes sold year over year, with homes sitting on the market for 35 days. So Newton actually has quite a bit more homes for sale than the other towns that we covered so far. So you're much more likely to get an offer accepted and stay out of bidding wars. Although home prices have dropped since the height of the market last summer, prices have increased 24% year over year. So me personally, I'm not sleeping on Newton. A little bit south of Newton is Needham, which has a median sales price of $1,100,000. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, dude, Needham is cheap compared to the other towns. And yeah, prices have come down 19%, which is a great thing for buyers. But back in February 2022, during Needham's hottest market, prices were just about $1,800,000. So that's great, but I feel like a squeaky wheel now because there have only been 6 sold homes, and that's a decrease of 73%. So yes, homes are more affordable in this town than many other surrounding towns, but actually buying a home, getting it under contract, is a whole different story. We definitely have to talk about the islands on this list, right? So Nantucket's median sales price is $1,390,000, which actually surprised me a lot. I've never been to the mysterious Nantucket Island, but I expected prices to be a lot higher than this. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Homes are selling for an average of 3% under the list price, meaning that homes in Nantucket are actually listed for a little over $1,430,000, and they're on market for 61 days. So this is obviously good for buyers because they're more likely to get a discount, and that sellers are more open to negotiating, especially if they're looking to sell fairly quickly. Number 9 is Hingham. Located on the coast and south of Boston, it shouldn't be much of a surprise that home prices are high here because it's right on the coast. With a median sales price of $1,665,000, prices have increased 87%. When you look at the data, the increase in home prices isn't much of a shocker because there have only been 2 homes that have sold in Hingham. Take a minute to think about that. The entire buyer pool in Hingham is competing over 2 homes. That's just unbelievable, isn't it? And finally, on the western side of Martha's Vineyard is Chilmark. The median sales price here is $3,950,000, which is a 13% increase from last year. Homes are selling for 6% below asking price, so I guess if there's some good news for buyers about these numbers, it's that you'll save almost $250,000 when you're buying a home here. Chilmark looks like it's a really nice area to live, but the homes here are some of the most expensive in the state, so few people are able to afford these homes, which is why there was only 1 home sold here last year. With so few homes for sale, I can only imagine how home prices are going to increase even further. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.